And a special good night to all our viewers here on Caribbean American News Media Platform. Here's wishing you a beautiful evening, and it's good to be here with you on our first Sunday program for the Caribbean American News Platform. Folks, I want to greet everyone. Please share the live as you join. And don't forget, you can support through all the links that are available on the platform. Tonight, we are expecting to receive all your calls. We're going to receive all your calls on the platform, and so we are encouraging you, my brothers and sisters, to engage tonight. It is very serious. We have some very serious matters that we must address tonight, and so we're going to give you some time to share the live, folks. We're going to build this live up to as many as we can. Please share like you have never shared before. We have some messages that we need to get out there to the general public. But folks, it is 8:15 p.m. here in our studio, and I'm sure for those of you who are in the Eastern Caribbean and other parts of the world, it is also 8:15 p.m. Maybe you're on another time and another place, and so we greet you, friends. With me tonight is Garfield Oliver. I'm here with you to see you through the program. All right, so please share. And to those of you over on our YouTube channel, we continue to bless you and to thank you for being here with us. My friend Sylvia, yes, she is there. Celie over there, Gloriana, Martina, and all the others who are logged in over on our YouTube channel. We want to greet you. To those of you who are viewing our live stream on Facebook, we want to thank you so much. May God bless you, all of you, as we continue to advance the business of the United Workers' Party. Friends, and I have always said it, and I'll continue to say that this platform is a part of the United Workers' Party. It is not an official arm of the party, but we are indeed grateful to be a voice here with the United Workers' Party. And so Caribbean American News endorses the messaging, and the policies of the United Workers' Party. And so again, I want to greet everyone, those of you who are joining us. I'm just trying to get my YouTube monitor up so that I can see what is happening over there. So just bear with me, folks, as we just take an ad break so that we can rectify our monitor over there.
Over the past 5 years, every single decision we have taken has been to fertilize prosperity for today and to sow the seeds of progress for our nation 10 years from now. Every budget we delivered, every investment we attracted, every infrastructural project we approved, and those we re-engineered are meant for our children, our future, our solution. The United Workers' Party. Let's keep working. All
right, folks, we are back, and we're happy to be here with you tonight. We are still trying to get the monitor cleared. We are up on YouTube, but I'm just waiting for me to see what is happening over there as to the numbers. But greetings, everybody. Lena, how are you doing? Alexander, if you are new to the platform, let us know. If you are new, let us know. We're going to be getting into our discussion tonight, and I am sure that you are sharing. Celie, how are you? Joseph Celie, greetings to you. We are Laurencia Koye, Ula, Ko Francis Martin. All right, he went to the church's picnic. All right, so we're going to get to work. We have some very serious business to deal with here at Caribbean American News Network. Now, most of you would have heard of the attack, the racist attack by the St. Lucia Labour Party. Also, you would have heard of the attack on a vendor, a St. Lucian vendor in Castries, in the person of Joyce Lyn. Miss Joyce Lyn Most of you would know her there in Castries. The government of St. Lucia, have exposed this woman, exposed private documents, embarrassed that woman, humiliate her, and I'm speaking about the government of St. Lucia, not an individual, folks. It is not a lawyer. It is not independent person of the government. This is the agency of government, the housing authority. The housing authority exposed a St. Lucian vendor. And St. Lucians, I hope that you understand what I'm saying to you here. I am not speaking about the Labour Party when it comes to the vendor. I am not talking about an association in Dennery or in Soufrière. I am speaking to you about the housing authority, government of St. Lucia, exposing a citizen, exposing her to all St. Lucians in an attempt to humiliate a St. Lucian. My friend, that is a breach of the constitution of the country. It is a dangerous act. It is a nasty act. Must be called out by all St. Lucians. And if this were a Labour Party person, I would be shouting here the same. But understand, friends, that we have two major issues tonight. One, the racist attack on the United Workers' Party supporters and their executives by the St. Lucia Labour Party, and a blatant and nasty attack by the St. Lucia government on a citizen of St. Lucia in the person of Joyce Lyn. Tonight, friends, we are not going to hold back. We are going to have a very serious conversation. And I hope that you forgive me if I sound angry or if I sound fed up. Please, I want you to bear with me tonight because we have a major problem. Now, I'm hoping that we can get all our St. Lucians on the platform tonight. And I'm hoping to hear from as many of our St. Lucians. Now, Miss Fannis will join us a little later on the phone. We will have an interview with her. We will have a discussion with her tonight. And we'll also deal with the racist bigot statements that came out of the St. Lucia Labour Party camp. Also, an attack on one of us, a St. Lucian, a citizen of the country, United Workers' Party member, in the person of Miss Belle Rose, Fortuna Belle Rose, a blatant, nasty, sexist attack. And it must stop. It must stop now. I'm saying I am going to be writing some letters. I am going to be calling on the Governor General. I'm going to be calling on outside agencies to step in and help to protect the citizens of the country. It is time for it to stop. Folks, it is time for outside intervention. The agencies of government and safety nets and the agencies that should be protecting the citizens have gone asleep. And gangsterism and nastiness prevails in our government. It is time for outside agencies, watchdog agencies, to step in and help us to protect our citizens in the country from the government of St. Lucia. Because we don't know whose documents is going to be let out soon. We don't know who else. We don't know. The next set of documents that will be on social media. Tonight I am upset. And I have every right to be upset. And don't come and tell me, Christian, and you this, and you a hypocrite, you're not one of us. Shut your mouth. We have a problem in the country. Shut up. We have a problem. And I'm not the problem. I am definitely not the problem. The problem is your government. Your government stepped over a line that should never have been crossed by any politician. And I dare you, if that happened in another country, it will be hell and damnation. And you sit there like a bunch of clowns in the country, gossiping and talking people business when we have a major problem on our hand right now. A vindictive and a nasty government. No agency of government is safe right now. None of you are safe with your private documents in the country. None of you. And you cannot speak because they will vaporize you. And many of you can't speak because some of these same men have done favors for you all, and you dare not open your mouths. Some of you are involved in nastiness with them, and so you can't talk. You want to talk, but you can't talk. Put a cool down. It's too early for me to be shouting. It's too early. Let's calm it down. Reverend, every time I think about this nastiness, it gets to my core. I'm concerned about all citizens in the country. And for those of you who are supporters of the Labour Party, if you think that you are immune from it, you are a liar. Because anything goes wrong, this same minister can throw all of you under the bus and expose you all. Some of you can't talk because you were involved in a whole set of garbage in the country for years. You have been involved and you can't speak. You have been mutilated. You have been bamboozled to the point where you become an idiot. And you can't even open your mouth when you should. So I'm going to calm down. I'm going to calm down. And we're going to get to work solutions. So, where do I start? I don't know where to start. Let's start with a racist guy. Let's start with a very bad human being. Disgusting. That is this, whoever his name is, George. Let's go there. Just listen. I want you to listen carefully. St. Lucians.
When you see, just looking at Chasney's demeanor and the way he does things in the House of Assembly, you can see the effect of a slave driver. And he wants anything that he says must go.
That's correct.
He has a superior attitude.
A superior kind of attitude.
Dictatorial attitude.
Yeah, the dictatorial attitude. But more than that, it is in himself as a fucking slave master, as far as I'm concerned. Now, you know
language.
You know that I'm a man.
Slip of the tongue.
Yes, slip of the tongue.
You know that I'm a man that hates the house.
Before we go further, This is on a licensed station in St. Lucia, by the way. All this took place on a station that is regulated through a licensing system in St. Lucia. All this, the profanity, the racism, the bigotry, all this took place on a licensed broadcasting station in the country. Let's go and finish listening.
Himself as a fucking slave master, as far as I'm concerned. Now, you know
Language.
you know that I'm a man.
A slip of the tongue.
Yes, slip of the tongue.
You know that I'm a man that hates the house slaves.
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
I got into trouble, particularly with Rick Wayne when I was doing the Telecommunications Act, and I called a certain person a house slave because she was acting just like a house slave on behalf of cable and wireless. So what you have there now in St. Lucia is a slave master with a whole set of house slaves in the United Workers' Party.
Yeah,
Period. Full stop.
Yeah, but the house slaves need to understand that when they see the colonial master dress, they too much dress the same way. You can't have shoes that have cramps all over while she has a
Let's
brand
just stop with this garbage, childish nonsense. Let me tell this man, this George guy from the Labour Party, the belly of the Labour Party. One, you're disrespectful, you're a bigot, you're racist, you're prejudiced, you are a bad influence on the country, sir. You, sir, are a bad example for our generation. You, sir, should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed. And we are not expecting the Labour Party to put out a statement, or we are not expecting you, sir, to come and say anything like an apology. We don't want it. You can keep it. You know why you can keep it? Because it's in your history. It is part of you. You're racist. You're a bigot. And you, sir, you're a bad person. Let me tell you something. You got to know your place. I think you're out of order. You're rude and indiscreet. I am a supporter and a proud supporter of the United Workers' Party. I am no house slave. You know your place. I ain't no house slave. And for you and Mr. Frederick to sit there and to call us slaves in a nasty attempt to get at Chastney, you did not get at Chastney. You got at us because we ain't no slaves. And do you know what you're talking about? Do you know what our people went through? Do you know the blood that was shed? The pain, the torture, the cruelty that our blacks went through. Do you understand what we went through as a people to come here and play such a nasty racist game against your own people? To look at us. And I always say to people, when you are speaking of racism, when you're speaking about blacks and whites, and you're speaking about segregation and black history, you got to speak about black history with reverence, with respect, with class. Because Dr. Martin Luther worked very hard, both with the whites, the Hispanics, and the Jews, and the blacks, so that we, as black people, and all people, can enjoy the freedoms that we hold now. It is because of blood and tears while we can be on the air on Facebook and we can be speaking freely. We can ride the buses, the trains. We can work just together with our white brothers and our Jewish brothers. And our black children can go to school with their white children, with their white friends. It is because of great sacrifice and eventually the life of Dr. Martin. And you come here like a big idiot and take that lightly to be calling us house slave? Have you lost your decency, your mind? Are you normal? Were you drunk? Were you on some substance? Do you understand what you're talking about? And it was okay for this clown to go around and to, you can go and do your campaigning and you can call us all kind of names. But to look at us and say Shasney is our slave master. Shasney has no control over me. Has no control over any United Workers' Party supporter. So what house slave are you talking about? Because when I look at the history and I look at you, I see way back 1940 something. That's what I see. You are the worst thing that ever happened to black people. All of you who are peddling racism. Altogether the man because of his complexion. Altogether the man because some superior thing that Shasney has. And what superior thing, bunch of idiots? Everything the man pull you guys up with in the house, he's right. And the courts have proven that he's right. So where that leave you guys? As a bunch of idiots? Now I gotta cool out because this is foolishness. And I don't appreciate it. When it comes to slavery and race, I always say to people, I get very touchy on it because it is something that should be tread on with caution. It is not something we discuss loosely. Not even here in the United States. People are very careful speaking about Hispanic. People are very cautious speaking in public. Any television network, radio network in the United States, you got to be very careful when you're talking about blacks, Jews, whites. You got to be so cautious. If Al Sharpton and them fellas hear this kind of story, St. Lucia will be on the map. And maybe St. Lucia need to be on the map because of these racist pigs. Brethren, listen to me. And I say to you again, you got to forgive me, friends. You really got to forgive me because I am upset because there's a lot of other things that he could have said if he wanted to jab at Mr. Shasney. And if he wants to jab at the supporters of Mr. Shasney, there's a whole lot of other things he could have said. Them fellas are a poison to the nation. We have been paying them to poison us. And I'll show you how we are paying them fellas to insult us. We are paying them to be bigots. And I tell you, Now, I use the word bigot, and, let me see if I can find the meaning of bigot. Bigotry. 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 Here is a definition that I pulled up. Unreasonable attachment to a belief, an opinion, or faction, in particular prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group, the difficulties of combining. Let me see if I can just move the lower thirds from there so that we can read it a little better. We're going to move the lower thirds for a while. But bigotry is really, you attacking people because of their belief, their opinion, because of their membership of a particular group. And when you talk about bigotry, you also want to speak about prejudice. Huh? Fellas. Out of control. They're out of control. And we talk about house slaves. House slave. A house slave. And let's see what it says there. The words are a little small, but we'll see how to get through it. Shared alive and tag a friend. A house slave was a slave who worked and often lived in the house of the slave owner, performing domestic labor. House slaves performed essentially the same duties as all domestic workers throughout history, such as cooking, cleaning, serving meals, and caring for children. However, their slave status could expose them to more significant abuses, including physical punishments and use as a sexual slave. And do you know, friends, the amount of our sisters who were raped and abused as house slaves, and for the Labour Party, friends, to be playing around with the history of our black brothers and to be using it against us, to be using it against us, the people. St. Lucians, all I can say to you is, you folks, if you don't wake up fast enough, they will start telling you guys in the house about your mother and about your past life in the house. They will start attacking you, the people, the citizens, because you sit down there and you allow these mortals. That's who they are. They are mortals. And mortals, my friends, are limited in lifespan. All of us are limited as mortals, and we act sometimes like we're bigger than ourselves. But every mortal, and I've seen a lot of mortals in coffins who thought that they were everything and they were bad Johns and they could have exposed everybody. I've seen a lot of lower mortals in coffins, and I've buried a lot of lower mortals. And I've seen a lot of lower mortals at nursing homes and at the hospitals and in their homes sick. And I want to remind these abusers of the people that they are mortals. Mortals. And remember that. Now, Miss Belrose was attacked also. A woman. And I'll show you. You remember the George guy, Cletus George guy, said that a few years ago he insulted a woman too, called her house slave at Cable and Wireless. And he said that she was acting like a house slave. Here, listen to this. And you men, I'm going to jam you. You St. Lucian men, you deserve to be jammed because you have a problem.
Tell Fortunas and a Rose. Naiwe pony, le yona deba ife. Le groshi vele tetli, ele bad Philip JP. As well as yon seba isa fet, na bozo taili. Fortunas and a Rose. When you grow hair and you tell me you are going to the hairdresser and they put in curls for you, pow we go. No wig. When you grow hair and the ladies are doing your hair, the hairdresser. Guys, you didn't tell me when I talking about Fortuna. Paddy lay pousse chivi. Just the lay pousse pueltet. But Xavier, you don't see Yadi too troublesome. Yadi tell me Fortuna passa pousse pueltet. So yes, tell Fortunas.
So listen to this mortal. Very easy to insult a woman on her hair. St. Lucians, listen to me. My wife is sick. Yes, she's recovering and, she's back, she's 99% out of the woods. My wife lost her hair because she undergo chemotherapy. It's called a preventative treatment. So they got rid of her problem, and so they just wanted to be sure that they got everything done. And so she went through chemo and lost her hair. And this man, this mortal, this human being insults a woman because she does not have hair on her head. This man, this mortal, insults a woman, a St. Lucian that he swore to protect. Insults her about her hair and laughs at it. And a number of women under his life were laughing. Some of them have families who died of breast cancer and died of other cancers. Many of these women under the live and men have families who are undergoing chemo and have lost their hair. Many of them have families who have lost their hair because of some malfunction in their body, some sickness. Many of them themselves are sick in their body. Many of them might need chemotherapy and might lose their hair. Many of them who are under the live have no hair themselves. And they laugh and they cheer on that a man, an indisciplined man, an out-of-control man, an out-of-control government minister can turn his fiery darts at the citizens of the country that he swore on a Bible to protect. And the other St. Lucians, they sit by and they laugh. And on the Flabo side, they just sit and they just go on to the other lives and just write and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's just how he is. And business as usual, and nobody's outraged enough to say enough is enough. Nobody, everybody seems to be in a trance in some days. Nobody's willing to say enough is enough. Nobody's willing to say that we got to stop. Brethren, I cannot encourage any man to disrespect any woman, whether she's fat, whether she is slim, whether she has an eye problem, whether she have a hair problem, whether she have breasts, she don't have breasts. I will never, I don't speak about women body as a man. And I always encourage other men, when it comes to women and their body, please don't comment. Don't body shame a woman. This who's supposed to be part of a civilized world is body shaming a woman. Miss Belrose, Fortuna Belrose, because maybe through sickness, she got to wear her hair short. Maybe no fault of her own. St. Lucians, I'm ready to just shut this program off, because what are we allowing? What are we allowing in our country, friends? Any attack on women, on one woman, is an attack on all women in the country, whether they're SLP or UWP, and we got to stop it. We got to say to these men, uncivilized, uncouth, no manners, no brought up see. We got to say to them, enough is enough. We got to stand up together and say enough is enough. And the problem is that none of these men, you have a problem with your men in the country, and I don't care. You have a problem with the men in the country. It is very easy for them to disrespect women, whether they rape them, whether they body shame them, whether they give them children and they turn their backs on them, whether they tape them, record them in sexual positions, and expose them. We have a problem in the country with men. Men got to be taught how to deal with women. And these men, is a clear indication that them fellas were not trained or taught how to deal with women. It appears to me that they have no respect for female. Them fellas treat men better than women. They insult women and they kiss up to men. It is time for you women to stand up and say enough is enough. I scarcely hear any man coming out and defending and saying, no man, you can't do that. This is a government minister paid by the citizens of the country. Brethren, I got to take it easy because I'm praying right now that God just keep me calm. I am serious. I don't know why you are not tired and fed up, but I am tired and fed up of the nastiness in our government. And we have never seen it like this before. Déclassé.
Rose. Naiwe poni le yona deba ifet. Le grochive le tetli ebe le bat Philip JP. Eswele yon seba isa fet na bozo taili.
Now the clown can't grow hair on his own head, you know. The clown can't even grow hair on his own head. But he's talking about a woman. This fella have a daughter. Them fellas have daughters, you know. They have sisters. They have females in their family who will encounter some form of sickness because we've seen a high increase of cancer. And to be doing a woman that and your children, they're out there. Brethren, I'm very careful with dealing with women because I have a mother, I have sisters, and I have a daughter, and I have female friends, I have a wife. So I'm very careful in giving women mépris. Very careful. When this Soraya girl started to keep attacking me all the time, I could have gone back and beat her down. She's a female. Why am I going to beat down on a weaker vessel? The Bible says that the female, she's a weaker vessel and must be protected by men. Why am I going to go after her? To do what? To make myself feel like I'm a powerful, I'm a man? I said one thing to that girl. All I said, you know, oh, I pray that, I thank God that the coffee shop is closed. That's all I said, you know. Never insulted her. At no point. And I will not do that. Because I respect women and there's nothing a woman can do to me to have me to body shame her. And some of you need to watch me, you know. Some of you need to pay attention to how I operate, how I move. I could have gone after this woman and insult her and everything else. It's not within my bouillon. I don't like to see women taken advantage of like that.
Fortunas and a Rose, when you grow hair and you tell me you are going to the hairdresser and they put in curls for you, pow we go. No wig. When you grow hair and the ladies are doing it.
Reverend, it's clear that this guy is an idiot. Brethren, listen to me. Mark my words, this video, many of you would remember it. Mark my words. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on. All right? Let's move on, folks. Now, we have another problem. We're going to move quickly because we have to bring on our guest, the vendor from Castries. All right? Let's go. Brethren, I'm very upset. This is what we are encouraging in our country. Racism, bigotry, prejudice. It's like, and when you hear people like Bermuda say that these guys are Mongoose Gang and everything else, to me, I'm beginning to believe, I'm beginning to just realize that what he's saying, he might be onto something. Let me just switch over to Caribbean American news from something here. Just bear with me. All right? Let me just switch over from, so I can get a full view of the, the comments, all right? Because I'm viewing it out of, okay, good. So I'm viewing it now in real time. So we have our vendor. Let's go first and listen to, and this is Mr. Frederick, a government minister in the St. Lucia government. He is responsible for housing. He is responsible, or minister, who supervise, oversee, and I use the word supervise, not dictator, not a manager. He's not the owner. It's not his private business. There are other staffs, directors, and other people who are responsible to manage the housing department of the country. So, Frederick, that ministry is under his supervision. But we have a problem. And by the way, this is the government of St. Lucia. We got to start calling it what it is. When you see Mr. Frederick on his programs on Thursday night, and he's speaking on government matters, for me, he speaks as a government minister until he can tell us otherwise, until he can have a disclosure and he can say, I am not speaking tonight, the views here are not of the St. Lucia government. Unless there is that disclosure, I will assume that he is speaking as a minister of government in the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister is responsible for this clip that I'm playing here tonight. This clip is from the government of St. Lucia. Listen. Now remember what I said to you, friends. This is not the housing, the CDCs, the shops in Castries, the vending. It is not Mr. Frederick's private business. I'm repeating that again. It is the government's business. It is the people's business, which means that any document, any agreement that is signed between a citizen and the government, it is the property of the government of St. Lucia. It is transactions between the government of St. Lucia and that citizen who did business. Remember, the individual did not do business with the minister in his personal business. Those transactions were done through the government agency. And two, the documents that the minister exposed on his show, it is government property. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is government property, government document. It is not his private business. He's not her lawyer. He is not the government's lawyer. He is not the Attorney General. It has nothing to do outside of the government cabinet, the computer, under the control of the supervisor of that department or that agency, or the director of that agency. So I tonight am calling for the resignation of whosoever is in charge of housing, whether there's a director or there's a manager, whoever is managing the National Housing Authority need to resign effective immediately. Need to resign effective immediately. Listen to this.
So the same car that Joyce Lyn, remember Joyce Lyn? Yeah. Karen, you Scadi, she have a, I'm not even going there again. You bow your place, you buy issue, you pay parent, you v'lon lot place encore. Ça y est. C'est où qui beau PCCC. Ça où est let avocat from Sarah Flat. Your history of not paying rent anyway. So yes, it's the same car that Joyce Lyn woman. She went on the news and writing letters saying, since when city council owe people booth, you just put up a trend, they owe you a booth, and you're writing lawyer's letter. According to you, put your bailam. Running after the car. Julian Alfred, don't forget Shastley. Can you believe it?
Hold a minute, folks. Hold a minute. It gets even more eviler. Listen to the lady. Hold a minute, folks. Hold a minute.
Chastised the Byhousing Minister Honorable Richard Frederick for seeking support from others in the aftermath of protracted arguments with the Castries City Council over the denial of a booth in the Prejudice parking lot's new construction. She says she refuses to be moved from her current place without knowing where she will be relocated.
I made a voice note, and I asked my United Workers people to come and assist me. I did not ask nobody outside to come and assist me. I asked my United Workers Party people to come and assist me. On Thursday, Richard Frederick, on his show, what he started talking a lot of crap. I am not the only person that is owing. The big merchants owing. He had how much garbage talking about. That's not nothing. So I want to know when he said that when he going to clean up the place there, he going to take my stuff and he going to throw it away. I want to know when they put in the vendors, when they put the vendors inside, where he going to put me. I am not moving there until when I get a book. St. Lucia I come from Castries. I don't come from Miku. I come from Castries. And I'm not moving there unless I don't get a place for me to sell. I have to eat in my country. The Guyanese come in and eat there. The Jamaicans come in and eat there. The Haitians come in and eat there. And I'm a St. Lucia, I cannot eat there. Here I eat it.
To justify the decision not to offer Fannis a booth, Frederick provided supporting documents on his show Can I Help You, with letters written by Fannis on the subject of relinquishing.
Wait a minute, folks. First of all, let me just do a little analysis and then we'll bring the lady on. The news network, let me give you guys some advice. This is very serious. You see what you all are reporting here about government minister put out document? This should not be encouraged in the country. Mr. Richard Frederick has no right to put on social media or on the national news network any personal document from anyone. 2, he should not be putting out any government transaction between a private citizen and the government. He should not be doing it. I am adding the city council, mayor also need to step out of that position. Heads got to roll. Hold a minute, folks. Heads got to roll. All right? Let's just play the clip. Bermuda, I'm going to call you back. I will call you back. I'm going to call back. Just give me a minute. Let's let her go ahead.
And the default of rent payments.
Joyce Lyn was owing City Council over $13,000 in unpaid rent.
This should not be.
He had to enter an agreement. With City Council to pay the rent over a period. Show the rental agreement.
This should not
Please. Payment agreement. I, Gavin Fannis, hereby do agree to settle the outstanding rental of $13,628.72 to Castries City Council for Shop 1, located at Darling Road. And then he agreed to pay $300 towards the arrest and $956.25 towards the current rent. Payment will be made on or before the 30th of every month.
Fannis says she perceives the statements made to be threats on her life.
They say I cannot stay there. When they finish clean the place, Frederick say when I finish clean the place, I cannot stay there. He said it on his show. Have my name all over the world. And another thing again, when he was making his show, his supporters asking him to send my photo on his phone on their phone, put up my photo for them to see my face. That is threat, and I'm afraid for my life. I don't know what can happen to me. I don't know who watching me, who not watching me. I am afraid for my life.
The statement in question is as follows.
So City Council give you one, you don't pay it. You give it to your son. You want another place where you not to... Excuse me? Kohekalia. And those of you who believe y'all could set up a tray anywhere and city council or government owe y'all a booth, y'all better think again, because I've given instructions to stop that. That behavior has to stop, folks. I'm trying my best. People are telling you now Castries looks different. I am trying my utmost to put Castries a certain way. And people like you want to come and mess it up. When you see I take out those vendors by the print tree, and I pressure wash them, and I probably paint them, make them look good, I'm not threatening anybody, you know. We have to bring a certain degree of regularity to what is going on here.
In light of this, Fanis says she has been in dialogue with her attorney and she will not stand to be threatened.
I had all respect for that, mister. I had all respect for that, mister. I never disrespect that, mister. That mister just coming on his life and disrespecting me. When the man had come with the free briefcase of evidence and the man exposed him, he never answered the mister. He never questioned. He just closed that case one time because because I'm a small act. He want to take advantage on me. Well, I have people behind me.
Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Jasmine Duncan.
Taiwan, you go to Singapore, everywhere in the world, the major cities, walk through Manhattan, vendors all on the sidewalks.
Yes.
That is what gives a city its character. And like I said, it really hurt my heart one Mother's Day when I saw the Castries City Council taking the little facilities that the vendors used to sell and packing them up as though they were throwing them away at the Masha market. To me, whoever did that was unconscionable, had no conscience, and never thought that all those persons, most of which were women who were trying to make a living to fend for their children.
Yes.
In other words, you're asking people to stay away from making an honest living.
A few years later.
On Thursday, Richard Frederick, on his show, what he started talking a lot of crap.
Okay, so let's get Miss Fanis on, folks. I I don't know what to say, honestly. And one, I understand that we need to clean up the city. Two, I understand because I complained when I went to St. Lucia about that same sidewalk, that area where it's a hazard. I spoke about it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. And Shastney himself wanted to clean it up also. So we got to get this clear. We got to clean up the city. But you see, exposing personal documents from the Castries City Council, exposing this woman, a St. Lucian, exposing agreements that was signed between the government of St. Lucia through CCC and its citizens, and we sit down and we feel that this is something normal in the country. Let me tell you something, folks. If Alan Shastney did this very same thing here, that is happening, all hell will break loose in the country. You think that Jack don't want me to bathe on the beach was something? All hell would have broke loose in St. Lucia. And we sit by and we just allow it to go because we're going to get bullied by somebody. Somebody going to tell us about our mother. I got cursed off where the guy insulted me, same guy, and it's going to continue. Somebody's going to get insulted tomorrow. As a matter of fact, somebody's being insulted now by their supporters. That's how it goes. So you can't speak. You can't speak. You get cursed off. You get moved out of place. Democracy is at stake. If you St. Lucians had any reason to be concerned, this is it. This is it. This is it. Let's see if we can get Sister Fannis on the line here. Let's get her. I had an agreement with her to get her on. So let's just see here, and then we'll open the phones. We'll open. Just bear with me. We'll open the phone lines. Okay. Just bear with me. Bear with me, folks. Let's get her on. Let's get her on now. All right. So we're going to make this call here, and then we will take all your calls. We'll open the lines.
Hello, good night, Brother Kapil.
Good night, Sister Fan.
And the listeners, good
Yes,
night.
good night, Miss Joyce Lyn. We were just reviewing the tapes and the clips from the news and Mr. Frederick, and I'm outraged about this situation. By the way, how are you doing? How are you? Ukatan moi?
Yeah. Non, ma katan nou to bien.
Ukatan moi pour ça?
Yes, I hear you a little better.
Good. Now tell me, what is going on? Everything is good with you? What's up? Sagafet.
No, I'm not. Well, like a chebe.
Okay.
But things is not going good. Things is not going good with me at all.
Tell me how this started. Dis-moi, comment les bagages ça a commencé?
Well, the first week of February, the city police passed and was taking names.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked them why they're taking the names. Mm-hmm. They say they don't have no idea. They're going to call us to a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So after they call us to the meeting, my name was one of the first name on the list because the police guy, he came to me first. Mm-hmm. And then they started taking the names. They take everybody name that was there. Mm-hmm. They take their name. Mm-hmm. And those that was absent, they went and put back the names. They went and put their names.
Mm-hmm.
So they called us to a meeting about 3 or 4 days after that.
Yeah.
When we went to the meeting, the operation manager was speaking. He said that they're supposed to clean by the printry, and they need us to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
They need us to get out of by the area. So he asked them, when we get out from there, where are we going?
Right.
They say they don't have no idea. We say, okay, we take our way, and we went back by the printry. When we reached there, we started calling the media. We started calling people to talk about the event, about the problem.
Mm-hmm.
When they saw the video and stuff like that, his sins got vexed because his sin is me that heading the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that passed. They call another meeting. They call another meeting. They told us, well, we're going to they get a place for us. They're going to put us in the car park. In the printry car park.
Right.
We say, okay. All right.
Oh, that's where the new
when they started.
That's where they have the new buildings there now? The new booths?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yes. When they started the houses, they started calling the people. They call all the people that was around me. They go all around. They call who they wanted, and they don't call me. So when I see the people go in and register, I went to city council. I asked them, I come and see if my name is on the list. They say the list is not ready yet. That's the first time I went. I say, okay, but people go in and sign their forms.
Right.
I say, okay. I go back another week. They tell me my name, Nikki is not there. I say, Nikki is not there. Okay, I will come back.
Right.
I go back the other week. They tell me, the lady still tell me, Nikki is not there. I tell her, let me tell you something. You're somebody I respect in a lot, but I'll tell you how I'm feeling. For a big woman like me, for me to be walking up and down there. The message is on the streets already. You're not supposed to have me walking up and down here like that.
Okay.
She tell me, Miss Joyce Lyn, when Nikki come, I'm going to call you and you will come. When Nikki came, I went at City Council. When I reach at City Council, I say, Nikki, I come and find out what's going on. He tell me, he give me a paper. He show me the paper blank. He show me the back of the paper. I don't know if it was written at the front, but he show me a blank paper. He tell me they gave him a paper with a list of names, and that's the people he calling. I say, my name is not on the, is my name on the list? He tell me, no, my name not on the list. I say, okay, well, I will take it from there.
Right.
So I take my way, and I went by the lawyer. The lawyer write them. The lawyer write them and stuff like that. So I sat down by my tree with all my little sorrows. I sit down and I just thinking what to do. So I say, well, let me make a life. I made a life, and I asking my fellow supporters of the United Workers' Party to come and assist me the day they will be opening the booth.
Right.
Because as a vendor, I was supposed to get a booth, and they don't give me the booth. So I need y'all to come and support me.
Right.
He get the message. He get the light, and he saw the man start bashing me like that.
Oh.
That's what that happened.
So all you want to do,
Yeah.
all you wanted to do was a place. All you wanted was a place for you to sell your stuff.
Yes. No, he want everybody to come out by the print tree. But I don't have a problem in not getting the booth.
Right.
I always say, if I can stay in the corner I am, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
But if you want me to come out from there where I am going, everywhere around Catherine is packed already. And Luke is saying he don't want nobody to put up no tents, nowhere. He even say when he ready to power wash his property, he taking all my garbage and he throwing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what that happened.
So let me ask you, those private documents that is now out there in the public domain, say documents, where are these coming from? Those personal documents.
When they did the transaction, it was the time of trouble. It was Peterson that did the transaction. Because it's Peterson that come and asked me to transfer the place to my son because I cannot run the place.
Right.
Because it was an alcohol place and like it wasn't going with me. So I couldn't manage the alcohol. So my son said, well, he's going to take it on.
Right.
My son took it on. Peterson gave my son a payment plan.
Yeah.
Gave my son a payment plan.
Did he keep up
and
with the plan?
And the boy started paying the plan. Pardon?
Did he pay on the plan? As he pay?
Yes, he was paying the plan. Every month he was paying his rent and he paying the plan.
Oh, so you all have
it.
So there's no problem with that agreement and the city council?
No, we don't have any problem with that because if my son was owing city council Richard Frederick had locked down my son already because he won the place for his friends. So he trying everything to see if he can drag us down in the train. But my son is smarter than him. My son paying his rent every month.
So how do you feel? Let me ask you.
Every month my son paying his rent.
How do you feel having your private documents out there by a government minister?
Well, it hurt me to see the way that man treat me. It hurt me a lot. Because when that man came into politics, I was one of the first person that embraced that man and walk and use all my business money. I had a shop. And that man, all my money went into that man campaign. All my money went into that man campaign and dragged me down in the train. That's why today I couldn't pay my rent because of how I take all my money and use it on his campaign. And today that's the way, that's my thank you. Yes, I feel very bad, but God go through more than that.
But let me ask you.
Let me go ahead.
Let me ask you. What are your lawyers saying about those personal documents that are out there on the media?
Well,
you spoke to them about it?
Yes, I cannot disclose everything.
No, don't.
But
please.
they gave them. Yeah, I know. The letter they sent, it was a warning letter. They asked them to respond in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, they have to respond. If by the 2 weeks they don't respond, they're going to send them the real letter, and then they're going to take it from there.
Yeah, because something is wrong with the city council if an agreement was made between the government through the Castries City Council and you or your son. Those are personal documents that should be kept private and not be out there on the news in an attempt to embarrass you and your son.
Yeah.
Bagay sa pa po. Lani just simply see ki ka rejoice. Yo kota bagay sa.
Yes, rejoicing. Yes. Yes. I was walking. I was at a funeral on Thursday. I was at a funeral on Thursday. And there was 2 women walking at the front of me. And there was one of them was showing the other girl me. The other one telling her, look the woman Richard was talking about.
So you're not
I say, yes, what happened?
So you're not too safe. Try not to respond to them. Some of these people are dangerous. How do you feel with people asking for your picture and all those things? Yes,
I feel threatened because sometimes, most of the times when I sit down by the tray, my eyes have to be left, right, watching what is going on. I have to be minding my business because I don't know what time I'm going to get a bullet or whatever they're going to send behind me. I'm afraid for my life.
This is very serious, folks. So I hope the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, they're listening and they can document how you feel, how unsafe you're feeling in the country. I hope the Minister of Crime Prevention and the Prime Minister, who's the minister responsible for the police, I hope that they can act swiftly in trying to get you, peace of mind. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but the police need to know that you're not feeling safe as a result of what took place on Thursday night on that platform. Tout sa mokado nasipoto and na pwede ba ou ek nou kay pale about bagay sa because sa pa bo makoto tanse bagay sa and there are a lot of personal feelings.
Yes, that's very disrespectful.
Oui. Because si se mama mwen de men bagay la de kay wive ek sa de bagay bon mo de kay pay a shine la pour protecte mama mwen. Ou check li?
Yeah.
But we have to come together. I'm going to ask the United Workers Party. I know they're intervening already, but I want them to I need somebody to reach out to law enforcement and try to document this situation very quickly. I personally got death threats from supporters of the St. Lucia Labour Party publicly, which I documented through the police and through the Barbados Embassy and other agencies. So I understand the threats that are out there to individuals. Munkipa sipote patia. Yoka threaten.
Yes.
Any last words?
Is very rude and out of place.
We ouvle decently see anything? Anye? Avawale?
I asking them to pray for me.
Oh,
I asking my fellow people to pray for me for protection. I need your prayers. I need your prayers. Pray for me because I am sitting where I'm selling there and I'm not safe. I need your prayers.
Okay, and let me say something to you. You understand that we are trying to keep the city clean. We're trying to bring some order to the city, and it is okay for the government to want to clean it up and to, bring some order to vending. But this, we cannot support the manner in which the government of St. Lucia is going forward in trying to get you guys, out of that place. The threats, the embarrassments, the personal documents being out there. I would advise the lawyers to go full steam ahead with the law. Allow the law to speak, because it is the only way we can stop these bullies. Go straight forward with the courts. You have a case. You have a strong case.
Yeah.
Just go forward, my friend.
But Brother Gafir,
Taliban.
when UWP was in power, there was a lady by Stardust in the corner of Stardust. She parked her car in the corner by Stardust. And I think city council was asking her to come out from that area, because when the people swinging into that street there, it's a hazard for them. That Mr. Demand a girl for her not to move there. That Mr. Take that case for that was his case. He that used to make all the noise for the girl not to come out there. And the girl is a Guyanese, and the girl still there up to a day like today.
Lady,
he was playing politics with the girl, the vendor.
Yeah, this is a game.
You running me down. You still playing politics to run me out?
Yeah.
He has to get a place to put me.
Yeah, the government got to give you somewhere, and Philip Jeppe got to intervene, because it seems like this guy is taking over the government, and he's not listening to anyone. I'm sure Philip Jeppe would not encourage this. I'm sure he would not. I am sure he would not encourage this.
He has to get a place to put me. If he asks the Guyanese girl to stay in the area where city council was asking her to move, and she's there up to a day like today, they will have to get a place to put me. I'm a St. Lucian.
Sister, I support too. And I also support, as I said, the idea of cleaning up the city and bringing some order to vending. But we got to do it right. We got to do it fair. And this is victimization. This is gangsterism. This is nastiness. Period.
Yes. Yes. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Disrespect. The man don't have no respect.
Oh, my God. But we will follow the story. We'll stay on the story, my friend. And we will keep it in the news. We'll keep it out there in the public and see what can happen. But PJP, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, need to intervene and bring some order to this thing, because it seems like it is personal. I would sue the Castries City Council, and that's a fact. I would sue them because I had an arrangement between you and me, and that it's out there on television. My name, figures, my personal information is out there by a government minister. The government of St. Lucia should be sued.
Yeah.
Where? Anyway, my friend, my darling, I will call you tomorrow, God's willing, to check on you, all right?
Okay, all right.
Chebe
Thank
well,
you.
Pamoli.
Okay.
Blessings. All right.
All right.
Folks, I'm not too good on Creole, but that was Sister Joyce Lyn there. We will stand with her. We'll give her the support against this kind of, I don't know what to say. Folks, the lines are open. You can flood with calls now. Lines are open at this time. The lines are open, folks. Our first call. We're not going to be long. Caller, you're on the air. We're going to be taking calls one after the other. Caller, you're on the air. Caribbean American News Media.
Good evening, Brother Garfield.
Good evening, sir.
My God, man. What a sad story, man.
Yeah.
Brother Garfield.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Honestly, I agree with you telling the lady that she should sue the government.
Yeah.
But I don't think that should stop there, you know.
No.
The people of St. Lucia, I don't know what will wake them up. You know, it's like we always waiting for things to come to our doorstep so we can react. Why is it collectively we cannot work together, like do something about the injustice that is happening in the country? Because, my brother, the minister was supposed to be fired from Friday morning.
Yeah.
After doing that on a show on Thursday night.
Yeah.
If you were working for a private company, my brother, do you think that you would have a job the following day when you do something like that?
Brother, this is not
violating someone's right. Do you think that you would have a job next day?
This is not normal.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
This is not normal, brother.
These guys, they keep flexing their muscles on the people. You know? And they keep playing on the people's ignorance, you know, knowing that the people are too scared to challenge them based on what the Constitution says. You know, this man, Richard Frederick, the man has been violating people's right, left, right, and center as a minister. You know, if you want to be in the public, God, don't move away from politics. Go on the streets like a normal human being and do whatever you want. But don't come and degrade the country with the dirtiness that he's doing, because that is pure nastiness.
And caller, is the same CCC, or I think it's the same government, what is the housing, that went and locked the man out of his dead mother's house. The mother dead, still mourning, and a government just goes in and lock the doors on him and tell him the lease is going to be expired soon. My Jimmy Tanabai surprised. Anything goes in this.
Let me tell you something. This is just the beginning of things to come in St. Lucia if St. Lucians don't stand up.
But they were cursing Mr. Shastner. They were saying Mr. Shastner want to move the vendors. Mr. Shastner don't love the vendors. He's not one of us. He's a white man. He have his foot on our necks. And look, you have your foot on a black sister's neck. Shame on you.
Brother Garfield, do you have that video where you can play? You can play it now. I don't know if your system still is experiencing those problems.
Nah, man, we finished with problems on this system. System functioning on all cylinders.
There is a clip. There is a clip that is circulating where the Minister for Housing, while he was not in government, he said one thing concerning what you were just saying there about the vendors.
Yeah, I played it.
Someone actually made a clip. Oh, you played it? Because I joined a little bit late. Okay, good. St. Lucians need to open their eyes.
Brother, I would love, sorry to interrupt you, but I would love one of those Labour Party hacks under the live. I dare them to call me tonight and justify this. Look, Anson is there, all of them. Call the lines if you're season numb, crave one.
They will call you. Here's the problem, Brother Garfield. They will call you, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's not, you're not going to have, I don't know if you have seen the operators, the way these people, they operate, and they will just be cussing you, or they will be, they will tell you, call you all kind of names.
Family, you have created with two I know all the names already they have for me, so my family.
So So you really expect to have like a decent conversation.
Yeah, of course they can have decent discussion. I dare them to call this platform tonight.
You expect that. Let me show you one thing. I remember leading up to the general election. Shazi used to call Timothy Poleon's show. If Timothy Poleon had a 24-hour show, Shazi would call every hour in that 24 hours.
True.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to make sure that his voice was heard, not by the people, but by those that were running. He wanted to make sure that he put the bid there. However, what Shazi is not calling to tell you today is there are people in Martinique today that are complaining how bad he's doing up there.
Yeah. Oh, Shazi, Shazi need to come back home. You need to come back home. You ain't doing nothing there. Anyway, call. I know you. I want to take as much call, right? So sorry, I don't want to push you. You're a good man, but we also have our show tomorrow. So I'm going to give you more time.
Have yourself a wonderful evening.
Man, appreciate you, man. Love you, my brother.
Okay, take it easy.
Yes, okay. All right, folks. The phone lines are open, friends. Let's hear from you, St. Lucians. But just wait till I see people are being victimized. Call the phone. Call you on the air. Caribbean American News. You're in the hot seat right now. Bagay Show.
Good evening, Brother Garfield, and good evening to you.
Now still SPSA SLP. Kriye, no car space or Kriye, season norm of Kriye. And justify this garbage. Go ahead, call. I'm on the air. Good.
Good evening, Brother Garfield, and good evening to your listeners. Brother Garfield, good show as usual, and I'm touched with what I heard by Joyce Lyn. And she was quite right. Everything she said there was very truthful. This is a lady who campaigned for Richard Frederick from the inception, spent her money, because I was involved in that campaign.
Oh, so you know her personally?
I know her personally. Very good friend of mine. We campaigned together. We were the ones who were instrumental in ensuring that Richard Frederick won the 2005 elections, the by-elections, when Philip Lacobine contested for the St. Lucia Labour Party.
But let me ask you, this guy, Richard, he was always like this?
He's always like this. Arrogant. He's a bully.
But I don't throw UWP on the bus. We got to be able to look at fellas when they're like this and weed them out. But thank God it's happened already. But go ahead, caller.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised how the treatment that is meted out to Joyce Lyn. This is a case of pure victimization. But that did not stop there. It got worse. There was another incident with Mr. James. This is the gentleman who his aunt and his mom occupied a CDC apartment. They're not owing the NHC, the National Housing Corporation. They've been up to date with their rental payments.
Yeah.
And only to be told, I don't know if you have that news clip, only to discover when Mr. James was trying to recover some personal belongings that padlocks were placed on their door. And the NHC, the National Housing Corporation, never saw it fit to have a dialogue with the people. The people list is still in effect, as from what I'm told, based on the information from the NHC, that the list expires next month, so it's still valid. And the NHC, through a direct order from the higher up, to put padlocks on the people's apartment. How that could be right? This is another example of political victimization, all because James is a well-known supporter of the United Workers' Party. How this can continue in St. Lucia? And it's sad that a lady like Joyce, who has been vending for over 30 years, that's how she makes a living, to be victimized because a government minister wants to go after her because she supports Alan Shastney, which is a democratic right of choice. Now, how that could be right, Brother Garfield? How that could be right when you have Calix George calling supporters of the United Workers' Party house slaves? This is an insult. I take serious umbrage. I take serious offense to Calix George looking at me as a proud member of the United Workers' Party and calling me a house slave. And all United Workers' Party supporters, the 37,000 persons who went on election day and cast a ballot for the United Workers' Party, should be in disgust, should be angry, and should condemn in the strongest voice the reckless, the racist statements of Khalid George.
Yeah.
And if Khalid George had some decency, he would get in call, right, or summon the king to remove the knighthood. It cannot be you were knighted by the Queen of England, but yet still you're calling people house slaves. Where is the consistency? This is just hypocrisy, and the vicious and violent acts will continue. I guarantee you, Brother Garfield, that come Thursday, on the Can I Continue to Be Obsessed with Alan Chapman's show, they will go after you in the most vile way. Why? Because you're speaking up for the voiceless. Persons like Joyce Lyn, Miss Fanny, who may not have that voice to speak up, and you doing it, they will go after you. But that should not deter you, Brother Garfield.
No.
That should not deter the other persons who have the courage.
We have 10 other calls. Sorry, we have 10 other calls holding. Yes, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say, Brother Garfield, quickly let me end there that we have to condemn those statements.
Yes.
And we have to stand up as United Workers' Party supporters and rally around the people. This Labour Party government will continue to be vicious. Desperation is kicking in, and we can expect even worse. But we have to stand together. We have to continue to unite and to speak out against the injustices.
Thank you, caller.
Again, when it comes to this wicked Labour Party government. Thank you very much. Have a blessed night.
All right, no problem. Caller, you on the air, Caribbean American News Media.
And to speak out against the injustice. Thank you all. Again, when it comes to this wicked Labour Party.
Caller, you on the air.
Good evening, Pastor. What's happening, man?
Man, I'm upset tonight like crazy, man. This man.
How's your wife doing, Pastor? How's your wife doing, man?
Man, much better, man. We heading to Florida on Wednesday.
Huh?
We heading to Florida on Wednesday.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let me be short.
Thank you.
I'm not feeling sorry for solutions, you know. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Solutions knew who they were voting for.
Yeah.
I just heard Ian say that when he was campaigning for Mr. Frederick, he was always that way. You think I would campaign for a man I know is that way? Ian, I blame you. I blame you, Ian.
Ian, you're under the bus right there.
I'm going to campaign. Huh?
No, I say Ian went under the bus right there, man. Go ahead, you're good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to campaign for a man I know he's that way already, like a campaign for you. I'm going to put in my own assembly. What's wrong with these guys in St. Lucia? Gaffy, let me tell you something. These guys need to be reported to Al Sharpton. They need to be reported to Joe Biden, President Biden, President, what's the other guy name? The guy that ran himself again. I also forget his name now. Oh God. Donald Trump, the United Nations, the IMF, the World Bank, and the CDB. These guys need to be burned, man. These guys, you gotta report those guys to all those entities, man. Serious, man. These guys need to be reported. And St. Lucians know what they were voting for. St. Lucians knew what they were voting for. They know. Who does that? Who does that? No, they're crying. And let me say this to you, Gertin. Every Mongoose Gang supporter that I speak to, they all talk about the black and white, the white man. You voted for white man, you voted for white man, you kissed the white man, all the kind of things.
Yeah.
It's not only that guy that speaks that kind of way. Majority is not all those speak that way, okay, Garfield? Majority is not all, and that's the fact.
True that.
That's what they preaches in the party.
Yeah.
Solution will just get fooled all the time. Let's go to Cabot. Cabot has nothing to do with Cabot, and they're on a beach town, but Jack don't want to be on a beach to find out the land belongs to Canada.
Look, Jack don't want them to vend in the boulevard.
You know what I'm saying? Jack don't want to be in his
same Jack.
Solutions are just a stupid people, man. They're just a stupid people. Garfield, I can write a whole list of things that show you the stupidity of solutions, you know, man. Don't get that serious story for solutions, you know, man. They know what they're doing. They know what the people are.
Yeah.
Not that they don't know. They know. The only person they don't know of is Kenton Casme. That's the only one.
That's right.
And birds of a feather, they flock together. You join them, That tells me you're one of them.
Kenson is new.
Huh?
Kenson is basically new to the politics, yeah.
Kenson is new.
Yeah.
But if he joined that SLP, he joined the Mongoose gang.
Yeah, he gets spoiled.
Tells me he's one of them. He likes the way they operate. And I'm going to vote for him. As I said just so Ian just said Frederick was that way when he was campaigning for him. I'm going to go on a street campaign asking people to vote for you. To vote for you.
It's politics.
You that way? Come on, Ian, man. Come on, Ian, man.
Yeah.
You're going to shame me, man. Take a break, man.
By the way, that question was strategic. I'm sorry.
Huh? Hello?
That question was well planned. It was planned in St. Lucia.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These people just do on. Y'all feel this? Listen to me. If you, as I said, these guys need to be reported to the international land agencies and the CDB, to Al Sharpton, President Biden, and President Donald Trump. All of those guys. Those guys have to be deeply, seriously, man.
I have some letters there.
Sir.
After I send it, I'm going to post it. I have some letters. When I send them out, I'm going to post them. But thank you so much, caller. Thank you.
Man, listen, I hope you send them to Donald Trump. So you send them to Joe Biden. I hope you send them to the IMF. I hope you send them to the World Bank, the CDB. I don't care who else you send after that. Send it to those entities. I'm serious. I'm serious, man.
Thank you.
Somebody got to deal with these guys, man.
Yeah, we have some calls holding. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Later, man.
Thank you, folks. While we wait for that, while we bring in this call, let's just take a break. Just bear with me, folks. We're taking a break here. All right, so let's get back to the show. That
Brother Gaffney, you dare to call me on this show tonight, yes?
I need an SLP hack like you to be on. Oh my God! Yeah,
you
SLP
are
hack.
Provocative, and there you are. And there you are. Let me say to you, you know something? I welcome this call because I know I am in the lion's den.
Welcome to the lion's den, but come good.
I am like Daniel. I'm not afraid.
Well, my flush button is ready.
I realize your whole entourage is ready, especially Minerva Ward. She says she dares any SLP to call because she will call immediately. What is it you want to ask me about that? I will give you any answer that you seek here and now. And I will be able, I've listened to you, I've heard you, I've watched you, I've heard this lady. I've heard such misrepresentation of what the actual facts are. And so
okay, so you tell me what the facts are. If you are disagreeing with the woman who's feeling the heat, what are the facts?
Let me say this to you. When it comes to women, hold on. Let me lower my other device. Let me lower. Hold on. At least we can have. Are we going to have a dialogue, or are we going to have a quarrel, because I don't want to come on your show and quarrel. If I want to quarrel, I quarrel on my show.
No, all three of them we have in. All three of them we have in.
What was that?
All three of them we have in the same order.
Okay. Well, you know something? I am the type of person who is, ready for all of them.
So you tell me the story, Anson.
No, I don't have to tell you the story. I heard the lady's side. I heard you said that Richard Frederick did to her so much wrong. She has a woman, she has a St. Lucian, and Richard Frederick does not have the right to be able to speak of and about the situation involving the fact that she already have a booth and she wants to pass it to her son.
No, she don't have no booth. Anson, let me correct you. She have no booth and she want to pass nothing to her son. A booth was passed to her son years ago under the United Workers' Party administration, where a deal was made between the son and the city council, and the guy have not defaulted on any payment. Go ahead.
Brother Garfield. Garfield.
Go ahead.
This is a misrepresentation of the facts. That
so
is spin.
In other words, she's lying.
Spin zone? Huh?
In other words, she's lying.
Let me say, I said this is a misrepresentation of the facts.
What's the facts?
Okay?
What's the facts?
In other words, you are saying that everything that Richard Frederick say is lying, but then what the ladies say is true. Is that what you're trying to have me to believe?
No. I'm interviewing you. What's the facts?
No. I just told you. You said I was lying. You said he has a list that was given to him on the UWP. He has not defaulted in any payment. So are you inviting this public, your audience and everybody who's listening to behind the scene that the presentation of the documents on Thursday night, okay, that falsification of information, is that what you're saying?
Now I understand. I realize that you're not even on the issue right now. That. Listen, let me repeat.
The lady who was talking about
okay,
in
good.
the market
So let
for
me.
The vending. Isn't that what we're talking about?
Okay, so let me go back slowly. Let me go back slowly. The lady had defaulted. The lady had defaulted. The lady defaulted years ago on the building. She made an agreement. Her son and the city council made an agreement, a payment agreement, that up to this day is up to date. There is no default on that payment. So the woman's son business has nothing to do with the woman in the boulevard. Two separate discussions.
Brother Garfield, we're talking about a lady and a son. The two people we're talking about is a mother and a son. Isn't that correct?
We are talking about two individuals, mother and son, and we are talking about two different businesses.
Are we talking about I know we're talking about two individuals. I am talking about who the first person was, the mother of the same person who is currently occupying the place. Is that correct or is that not correct?
It is correct. That's just the truth.
So if it is correct, are you inviting us to believe that the presentation of the documents that was presented on Sunday is misrepresenting the fact? That's what I'm asking.
Anson Maxwell, the document that was presented has nothing to do with the woman being in the boulevard. The letter has a lot to do. Listen to me, sir. Listen to me. The letter. No. This is my show. Hello. This is. Hello. Hey. Hold your horse.
Brother Garfield, how you can tell me it's not the same?
Take his microphone and usher him out.
Take your horse. Listen. Hold your horse. Hold. I'm going to say it again. The situation in the boulevard has nothing to do with the letter.
I'm not hearing nothing you're saying right now.
Okay, hold. Can you hear me now?
Yes, clearly.
The lady in the boulevard, the letter that was exposed, has absolutely nothing to do with the woman selling in the boulevard or wanting a booth.
Brother Garfield, are you telling me that the woman we are talking about, who the Honorable Richard Frederick was talking about, the son and the mother, are these a son and the mother? Are you saying that's not true?
I answered that already. You're trying to spin me around like it's Holy Communion Day.
I'm not spinning I'm asking you a question.
I answered that already. You want me to answer what I answered already?
That this is a mother and a son. I am asking you on the air.
Well, what the hell that have to do with anything? Answer.
How does it not have anything? Because it is the commencement of everything. How can it not have?
Zol Labour Party Samem. Listen to me, Manu, we met
intertwined with each other. How can you say the two of them has nothing to do when it's the mother who made it possible for the son to get the same thing? How you can tell me it's different? How can it be different? Let me say something to you. It's not like I have anything against the lady for that, because if I had my son, let me say to you, I would have tried to do the same thing for the beneficiary of my son. But you are telling what the question is not whether or not, okay, that the lady tried to get it for her son, whether or not the facts that were presented were misrepresentation of the facts. That is what we're arguing here. Did they
That's how I confuse me. I speak English, take your time and speak. You speak it all kind of thing, all kind of story mix up. Like a crusade you have it.
All right, no. Tu sais anglais.
Ça ka bat moi. Oui. L'anglais ça même ka bat moi. Ça ka bat moi. Mauvais.
Brother Garfield, I'm asking you, if what the Honorable Richard Frederick presents is a misrepresentation of the facts, is that not the son and the daughter who is in all that whatever is going on? Does what he say, is that not true or is it true?
He have no damn right to put the woman document on any public television, period.
No. What you are saying, hold on. Whereas I am hearing what you're saying, I am not okuwan with everything that make him make the presentation, but was the presentation wrong? And hence, this is what I'm asking you. You're not answering me. You cannot tell me whether or not it's wrong. You will tell me he does not have any right. There is secrecy in certain things, and I can understand that. I respect that. But I am saying, who was the person who called on people to demonstrate with her? To come and demonstrate with us because that was wrong, that ought not to have been. The legality, I'm not a lawyer. The legality, I am saying that maybe it could have been handled differently. I am not okuwan with all all the legal things.
Maybe a woman private documents is on the air. A woman private documents that she made an agreement, her son made an agreement with city council for him to take over the booth and pay the outstanding, which is in good standing right now. The woman is selling on the outside. She's trying to get now a little somewhere so that she can get off of the sidewalk as the minister
She's
respect.
trying to get somewhere another booth of the same city council, so she and her son is going to have one, while other family will not have none. Is that right?
But what kind of story?
Right for she and her son to each have one, while other people who have been in waiting for the longest while cannot get one. Is that right?
Answer, ma'am.
Right? I mean,
you take over my show.
Is it right? She is looking for another place, and I agree with her. I need you and your audience to know. I can respect that. I know I am in the lion's den. If I have my child, I would be like this lady. I would do for my child what you would do and any one of us would do for our children. But does it make it right? And if the case comes out and it is proven that this is what is going on, and as a district representative of that same area, and as the minister directly responsible...
Okay, answer Okapetama when he come a call. Tanza. I know. I know you want to preach. I know you want to preach. You need to go back to church. You need to go back to church. Ode pour vie l'église because oka push it top tout ça na di ici. Même ces ministères là, Saint Lucie, you need come jabal. Where is the post office? In all the agency of government? They have their cousin, their auntie, their uncle, everybody in these positions. Why can't a St. Lucian woman and her son get a place so that they can sell? Anyway, ma'am, call her on the air. Ma'am, check my cafe, mal.
Oh, you take care out. Thank you very much.
Killer. Oh, kick her out. Ma'am, confused. Tell me that, sir.
I know.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, up to now. Answer pocket here up to now.
But what I'm thinking, first of all, there's a lot of hair splitting. As you know, you get somewhere, so I'm not in politics anymore. So I'm a neutral person, right? I'm a neutral person right now. But I think Hansen had a little point there, but I think he was a bit confused. Because what I understood, that whatever the son had, this thing is all settled and that's okay.
Right.
What you were saying is that Richard putting those documents out there.
It's wrong.
Now, I know this is important. It is wrong. And I also think Hansen was making a little valid point. The bottom line is, was it illegal? Now, we all know Richard will threaten people, will put your business out. It will need Philemon, right?
Right.
So it'll make the person look bad.
That's right.
That we all know is wrong, and we know he bullies people. But there's a question Hansen was trying to ask, which I think that is a valid question. And I don't know if you have the answer. I think he was saying, is that illegal? Because if it is illegal, obviously they have to take him to court. Because I know Elliot King, c'est ça you fait. You made two documents that say shut door as you hold the election now.
It's not even ethical what he did. It's not right. It's not right. A teller cannot go in the bank, take your personal agreement, documents, put it on news because they're vexed with you. That's what basically happened.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I just listened to you, but I think that's
I think that the problem, whether it's legal or illegal, we need to know that. But
it is illegal.
It's
illegal. It's not ethical.
Okay. Well, if it's illegal, he has to be prosecuted. And I think that's what Hansen was trying to get to. But everything else, Richard is in poor taste for doing it. That is very poor taste. You can't do this for some people and do that to the lady because she don't support you.
And
but
because,
that's also a solution thing.
Right, and you hear Hansen is trying to justify it by saying, oh, her son have one, so she should not have one. What kind of garbage is that?
No, but that's two different things. I think you didn't understand that.
Two different things.
The mother had that part before, and then she didn't want to deal with the alcohol, so whoever the first mayor was there, just tell her if she can pass it to her son.
Right.
Now she's selling food and products in the market.
Yeah.
That's something different. That's just what she just want to keep.
That's why you can't mix it up.
Will use everything against you to try to make you look bad. The whole thing is bad. The only problem I have, I'm not sure, and if he's sure it's illegal, he needs to be prosecuted. So I don't know if that's just something, people can say things that's out of taste.
True.
But it may not be illegal. And I think that's where Hansen kind of, I work with Hansen makes you go with them.
When my headache, I have to go and take some pills right now.
I'll let you get another call and come on.
Yeah.
And make sure you stay.
Where's that because you are threatening, no? Thanks, brother.
Man,
appreciate it, brother. Thanks, buddy.
Right.
Okay. Calling you on the air, Caribbean American News Media.
Hello?
Calling you on the air, Caribbean American News. Thank you for calling.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air, caller. You're on the air. We're just having a little song issue here, but you're on the air.
Good evening, Brother Garfield, and everybody on the live tonight. Brother Garfield, I am appalled, I am upset, and I am fuming at the moment.
Yes.
Fuming. I'm not fuming. Let me just make something clear here before I carry on.
Talk to me.
And I'm going to make that clear. Brother Garfield, if you want to call someone and ask them, and I'm sorry, I'm putting you in the hot seat right now.
I am in the hot seat.
If you want to call, yes, if you want to call someone and ask them for their opinion on something that has happened, next time, call Richard Frederick. Calling Anson is spinning top in sand. Is spinning top in sand. Anson is the same person who, and I'm not going to waste time on Anson because I've got to touch the issues. Anson is the same person who plays Richard Frederick's show live on his page every Thursday night. So he very well knows everything that Richard Frederick has said and what has been in the news in St. Lucia. Now, I end that there. Next time, if we have something, we call Richard Frederick and we question him.
So can somebody call him?
About what he has done.
Can somebody call him and hook him up? Let's see why he did what he did.
Sorry. I know there are other people calling, but let me just finish.
Go ahead.
For Mr. Calix George, we are not house slaves.
Oh, the bigot.
You are more of a house slave than any of us will ever be in St. Lucia. And you know why, Mr. Calix George? Because you went and knelt down and received a knighthood from the Queen of England. And I suggest, sir, I don't want to call you sir right now. I want to call you house slave, that you return that knighthood to the King of England because the queen who gave it to you is now dead. And she's a white queen and he's a white king who colonized St. Lucia. So you're the only house slave amongst all of us. So Richard Frederick exposing people's documents on TV and making all of this, and I'm sorry I'm shouting tonight, I'm really pissed off.
Tonight is shouting night.
So Richard Frederick exposing all of people's documents and stuff and coming and attacking civilians on NBC. We should ask that Richard Frederick resign from his post because no minister should be exposing people's private documents on any television show, and no television should let a minister do that sort of thing and have that kind of commotion.
The city council head also need to resign. The whoever is in the city council as the head got to get out. Right.
The mayor needs to go, the city council needs to, and the MP. We're calling on Richard Frederick to resign.
That's right.
We're calling on Philip J. Pierre to fire Richard Frederick once and for all, because we have sat back and watched Richard Frederick attack too many civilians on NBC on a Thursday night on that so-called show that he hosts. He's still the Minister of Housing. He's still a member of Parliament. He's still a member of Cabinet. He's still a member of the government of St. Lucia. Having a show does not make him a different person. And it is his ministry that he got those documents from. Now, isn't the same Richard Frederick who said to people when he was campaigning, "Don't touch my vendors"? The city was clean. Castries was clean. Everybody was placed nicely. Castries was one of the cleanest cities you could find. Don't touch his vendors. Nobody can touch my vendors. And the vendors were behind him screaming, "Yay!" Today, he is victimizing the same vendors. He's victimizing them. Okay? Because he let Castries get dirty and now playing hero and come and clean it up. But with the cleaning up, he's putting huts, erecting huts all over the place. Yeah. We cleaned up Castries and we did not erect all those huts, plywood huts, and make it into Plywood City. So, what's number 3? There was a number 3. There was a number 3.
Let me see if I can.
It's time for us St. Lucians to stand up. You said you wrote a letter. We all need to sign those letters that you wrote.
That's right. But what about Bell
So
Rose?
we can send it into. Oh yes. As for Richard Frederick and Miss Bell Rose, Richard Frederick has no respect for women. This is the man who's an MP in St. Lucia, who has insulted the most women on his television show. We need for NBC to be shut down. Shut it down. NTRC, shut down NBC. We no longer want this station to be aired. No longer can we tolerate this nonsense. And Richard Frederick will have respect for Miss Bellows. Ask Richard Frederick if one of his workers, who's his right-hand woman or what, if she has a grain of sand on her head, call her. Just ask him this. When he's pointing fingers, he should take out the wax in his damn eyes before he looks at somebody else. Insulting.
But let me ask you, but one of his, but he's insulting, caller, he's insulting Miss Bell Rose about her hair. What about his campaign? Is she his campaign manager, the lady? What's her name? She don't have hair either.
But that's what I'm saying. His right-hand woman, Angel Brett, has not a grain of sand of hair on her head.
People just say things out of emotions. People get excited.
So he should turn to her first and insult her about not having hair before he can look anywhere near Miss Belrose. He cannot even walk in Miss Belrose's shoes. He can try, but there's no way. His sissy, his gay self, and I say gay because only men who cross, who are on both sides of the fence, act and get on the way Richard Frederick gets on. Only gay guys I see get on like this. So tonight I'm calling him gay.
The content on this platform may not align with the views of a certain party or organization. It's important to note that the views and opinions expressed on a platform are often those of the individual contributors and not necessarily reflective of the organization.
Okay, good. Our disclosure.
Tonight I should say Richard Frederick gets on like he is gay. And anybody who looks at this man, we are calling for his resignation. I am a citizen of St. Lucia. Nobody knows who I am or where I am calling from. and I am making my statements. I have a right to speak my mind. If he can insult people, I can do the same to him tonight. I rest my case. Richard Frederick must be fired. Good night, everybody.
Okay, thank you, caller. And remember, folks, the views on this platform, it is not the views of our callers are not the views of Caribbean American News Media. All right, those are our independent callers. All right, so we have another call here. Let's get this call in, folks. The lines are open. I'm just trying to clear up the lines. Here we have another call here.
Bonsoir, Madame Gaffel. Bonsoir.
C'est moi, Wale Air, Caribbean American News Media.
Yeah, good night, Brother Gaffel. Good night, everybody.
Good night, my sister.
Yes, Brother Gaffel, I stand with Joyce Lyn.
Mm-hmm.
She's a vendor just like me.
My God.
Joyce Lyn, Joyce Lyn say, Madame, il can't travailler well and shy by Richard Frederick.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell anybody that, all right? Madame Salawela, can you teach to Anaka Street Central? Joyce Lyn pour marcher by Richard Frederick. Toute la nuit qui est sous des pieds. Et pour Richard Frederick, pour dérespecter Joyce Lyn, pour mettre honte en disant Joyce Lyn. Ok? Moi, pas aimer ça. Nous, ça va tenir pour catcher. As de catcher. Madame Salah. Ça fait yo madame qui a acheté hands et puis moi ça do ça moi qu'on a dit c'est trop bien ça fait même travail là na faire et ça fait moi mal it hurt me for today Richard said du cadre bout à sur NBC et cadre de respecter Joyce Lyn hein il veut Joyce Lyn était en la ouia il pas capable Joyce Lyn yon ti tout hein pour ça vivre la vie ou les tirer bon la ouia yes. Moi content, moi voulais la rue Castry net. C'est là où on passer en ville Castry, ou pas qu'à dans l'air pour passer. Mais on peut faire un côté, ok, on peut bannir un côté. Puis il pas qu'à supporter actuellement, hein? Ou voulez mettre en la rue, donc qui m'a fait payer billes, qui m'a fait bailler manger. Ou voulez demander la charité? Non. We vendors, we have to stand with
You all got to
Joyce.
stand together.
Right? We have. Sorry, brother.
You all got to stand together.
Yeah, we have to stand with her. Nous n'y pouvons pas quitter. Nous pas ça quitter de Chinston Salon. Puis c'est ça, madame, qui travaille web. Là, nous pouvons suivre des gens à la place là. Puis avant de passer, ils ont pouvoir parole bao. Puis c'est au cas supporter Richard. Je dis que cas supporter Richard, c'est mettre tout le monde. OK? Richard a fait magie, il y a l'autre side là. Ou voulez dire que supporter non. Ou nous pouvons tirer bien faire. Madame Salah, j'ai fait bao. Ou pas faire madame la ça met chez madame la comme ça. Tout le monde a de city council. Everybody, all vendors in the market, on city council. Qui m'a fait des Joyce Lyn nous aller? C'est pas Joyce Lyn qui va. Moi là c'est que bagay ça, moi là. Et puis chef ni c'est cayen en boucle. Tout quoi ni en bout. Moi ça victime. Moi ça je vais venir moi. Mais moi pas me laisser ça, moi qu'est-ce que moi fâché. C'est déficit à la paix, c'est déficit. Depuis qu'on supporter UWP, ok, il y a un attaquer. Ça c'est pas chaud. Il y a l'église, tout différent la religion. Toute la religion ni mon adé. How is behind the lady you're going? You have to stop that. You have to stop that. Quand criticiser les femmes, quand mal parler les femmes, ou non, en femme qui maman, ou ni riche, ou ni madame, on y a d'accord la moi pas ça. I don't know. You have to respect women. Quand tu es madame qui t'a dit chivé, la madame qui t'a supporté chivé en tête, si le problème, il y a aller flou. Et quoi de respecter les gens?
Yeah,
we have to stand with that lady. You see, Joyce Lyn, we have to stand with her. I know what Joyce Lyn is going through now.
Yeah.
Okay? Joyce Lyn, you have pain. That lady have a pain. Okay? All UWP, we have to stand with Joyce Lyn. Et nous, pour voir côté qui Joyce Lyn joint en classe. Okay? Puis ça vend marchandise. Là, il y a un Guyanese. Il bosse ça dans juste toujours. Adam, il prend forward. Et pour côté une machine. Alright? Les meilleurs, c'est là, ils ont des pour tirer, gagner ça là. Puis, laissez machine là, qu'à descendre, les pour tourner qu'on a, ou pas, c'est à votre stade d'activité. Les Richard sorti dehors, Et qui dit gagne là pas sorti là. Yeah, pas sorti. Et tout now gagne là. Et Joyce Lyn qui en louche, Joyce Lyn pas rien à côté. That's papi show. C'est ça c'est. Nous ni pour nous non ça. Charité pas va produire non pays cette ici. Nous tous faire vivandez. Nous tous faire même travail là. Là yo passe nous pas ni là nous pas payer. Là nous ni là nous pas payer. Nous pas utiliser pour pas payer. Non. Tout vendez. Papa ni vendez qui pas
Yeah, man.
So I stand in Joyce Lyn. I'm going to make you the coffee.
Thank you. And folks, I honestly, Brother Anson, you know what you did there was kind of messed up. What you tried to do is you tried to mix up events. Now, the documents that was released, let me just clarify, based on my knowledge, the documents that are being presented online, the lady's personal agreement with the government of St. Lucia through the CCC, Castries City Council, that is a whole different kettle of fish. You're talking about a shop that was in default, an agreement that was reached by the government, city council, and the citizen who is renting from them. That, based on what the lady is saying, that document is not in default. It is not in default. Caller, you're on the way. Welcome to the platform. Minerva. Miss Ward, you're on the air. Sagafet.
Good night, Brother Garfield.
Night, sister. What's on your mind?
Hey, so when the last administration was in, Peterson Francis, the last mayor, had Castries under heavy manners, very strict, lots of discipline. The place was clean, was looking good. Richard Frederick, while in opposition and campaigning for Castries Central, he created a unrest in Castries, giving vendors the impression that they will be able to do whatever they want. He actually said it, that the video is there.
Yeah.
So basically, don't touch his vendors. They can vend wherever they want. Nobody will harass vendors. That's what he came in on. So for the first 2.5 years, Castries has fallen into a mess. Castries is a disaster. It's a mess. You saw my video when I went home at Christmas time. Castries looks run down. It's a mess. So let me make myself clear. I have no issues with the cleanup of Castries because it should have never been allowed. It should have never been allowed to fall into that state. So he allowed it to fall in that state. And when there was a public outcry from the end of last year into the beginning of this year, he has had no choice but to clean it up. He's had no choice but to clean up the mess that he has created. So now he's busy using heavy-handed tactics, picking and choosing which vendors get what, and politically victimizing UWP vendors. And that is the crux of the matter, that Jocelyn is a UWP supporter, and she is last on the list, or not even on the list. Because the vendors he has moved, or he's moving from out by the Prince area, and I agree that area should be cleaned up because there's a total mess.
I complain about it.
There's enough booth for her. There is a booth for her.
Yeah.
But his argument, and the argument is so ridiculous, it's so asinine, it's so stupid. Because her son has another place he's vending, and her son is not a child, her son is a grown man.
Yeah.
So because her son, who has his own family, his own life, has one place, Jocelyn cannot get a place. So you're going to relocate her, and rightfully so, but you have to find another location for the lady. You have to. You can't just say she can't be there and too bad, so sad. What she's supposed to do for a living? You have to make provisions for a lady. But that's not even the point.
Yep.
The point is, how could a government minister use his personal platform, because that's not a government show, that's his show, how could he use his show to come and show confidential and sensitive government information to bash the lady, to publicly humiliate her and embarrass her? It is not how you respond. If you want to respond, the lady went to the media and she has every right to do that.
Yep.
She's a private citizen. She has every right to go to the media to complain about anything that she deems unfair that the government is doing.
That's right.
What he has to do, when you're in a government, when you're a government official, there's a higher duty, there's a higher level of responsibility that falls on you. If he wants to respond, he responds on official channels. You issue a press release, stating the facts in a professional way.
That's right.
You do not go on your show and degrade the lady, bash the lady, show private documents of the lady's financial situation, insult the lady, degrade the lady, and then come and make a statement about the lady that's running after your car. Somebody always running after that minister's car. I don't know in what delusional head he's in. But it's always an attempt to diminish and belittle a woman. Somebody always running after his car. He alone have car, people running behind, women are running behind. Because it is strategic.
Yeah.
The idea of a woman running behind a car is demeaning, and that's what he does. Yeah. That minister is the lowest of the low. The scum, the lowest of the low. And Philip Pierre, the Prime Minister, needs to discipline Richard. He needs to. We cannot have a government minister who takes to his platform where citizens are afraid, victimized, harassed, intimidated by this government minister on his show because of his bullying tactics. He had made disparaging remarks over the years, many years before he got in government, and now he's in government. The behavior continues. Just last year, he said Irma Frank should be beaten until she dies. Oh. He has made lots of disparaging remarks about me on his show. And we are not the only ones. Fortuna Belrose, you making a comment that about the hair on her head is like 12. I mean, how low, how degrading. Why should the citizens of St. Lucia be subject to that level of disgustingness by a government minister? I am holding the Prime Minister, Philip Pierre, accountable and responsible for this junior minister in his cabinet.
That's right.
If the buck stops with him,
yes,
the buck stops with him. This is unacceptable, and I'm calling on Philip Pierre to fire Richard Frederick. Yep. And I'm calling on all citizens of St. Lucia, men, women, everybody, to call for the firing of Richard Frederick. Enough is enough. Yep. We have had enough of the intimidation, the abuse, the bullying, the harassment, the degradation, the destruction of women. I have had enough. We have had enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Richard Frederick needs to be fired forthwith. Thank you, Pastor Garfield.
Okay, my friend. Take care. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call. Folks, there you have it. Believer Ward. And I am calling for, somebody got to pay. The city council got to answer. Somebody in the city council office, handed over these documents to be weaponized, basically, against a citizen. Those documents were weaponized, basically. Somebody used the government, a government agency, an arm of the government to go after its citizens. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying to you, but official government documents used by a government minister weaponized against its citizens. Brethren, you don't hear this a lot in a democracy. You understand me? In a banana republic, in a dictatorship environment, you will get that. But not in a democracy with a constitution where the citizens is protected from its government. Yes, the constitution protects its citizens from the government. But I believe St. Lucians like this melee. You like the bouillon. And I mean, that's what the ministers, these guys are feeling that, look, them people ain't saying nothing. So we can just continue to do what we're doing. Let me show you a picture. When I went to St. Lucia, I took a picture of that area in the market by the printery, because I saw some concern. This picture was taken by me. It is my property. Nobody took the picture and sent it to me. I'm going to say it again. The picture I'm about to show you, it is my property. I took this picture. I was driving. I pulled up and I took this picture and I complained about it. And I said, this is a hazard. Nobody should be selling on that sidewalk because it is dangerous. Majority of the times, the citizens got to jump from the sidewalk to the main road because the sidewalk is not properly maintained, one, and two, it is blocked up. Let me show you the picture, folks. Let me just show you the picture. Have a look. Most of you would recognize what I'm showing you here. Look at that, a piece of wood. Now, instead of city council minding their business and protecting the citizens, the citizens and its guests, look at what we got to jump over like it's in the river on the bank, like we're playing Chinese skip. You got to jump from the sidewalk to the road because you can't drive on the culvert because, look, it's broken. You don't know if you're going to end up in the canal. So that's why I said to you, I understand why we got to clean up the building, the city. But there's a way to do it where we are not victimizing people, where we are not picking fights with the citizens. And nobody cannot tell me that this lady cannot get a booth because her son have a shop in the CDC. Nonsense. She ain't no UWP. She's a solution first. All should be treated properly. This is a democracy in crisis. And it's in crisis because we have a leader who don't have the backbone to say to this guy, stop your nonsense. And all other ministers are quiet, they're afraid, and you can see that they want to talk, but they don't talk. They talk behind his back. When he's not there, they talk about him in certain hotels and in certain, just like they do Kenny Anthony, of course. But they don't dare come forward and say to him, stop your nonsense. You're hurting our Labour Party. Stop your nonsense. Your hate, your bitterness towards Mr. Chasney is going to hurt our party. And you're hurting the citizens in the process. You're calling the citizens house slave, yacht slave. You're saying to women they don't have hair on their head. You're saying this one run behind your vehicle. You had sex with, you not sex, but somebody was calling father, and all kind of story to citizens when they speak, when they come up against you, when they question you of your stewardship. But somebody at city council got to answer. How did an agreement by a citizen of the country end up in a dispute on social media and on the television station? How did a document got itself out of the Castries City Council, weaponized against a citizen of St. Lucia, weaponized by the government of St. Lucia? That's what happened there, you know, brethren. The government of St. Lucia is weaponized against its citizens. And we do not see a democracy in crisis. You know what the SLP supporters see? Yeah, Chasney, white man, and yeah, man, let's take this, and Chasney, and the slaves, and the whole, and garbage. While our democracy crumbles, and then you wake up tomorrow and realize that you have no democracy, no freedoms, government is bullying you, and you want to know, well, since when this happening in St. Lucia? It has always been happening, my friends. It's nothing new in St. Lucia, you know. There is nothing new. Everything that you are going through it all the time. Y'all realize? That's why, and I'm sorry, Ian. That's why I jammed Ian with that question. Poor Ian. He wasn't expecting me to do him that. That's why I asked him, was Richard Frederick like that in the UWP? He said yes. So it is time for us as a nation and as St. Lucians to open our eyes, whether the problem is in our camp or it's outside of our camp. We got to stand up and say it's wrong. If Mr. Chasney is doing something wrong, United Workers' Party supporters must stand up and say it is wrong. If Richard Frederick is doing something wrong, the SLP should be able to stand up and say, sir, this is wrong. This is wrong. And don't tell him his intentions is right. His intention is not right. The intention is to weaponize government against its citizens. There is no right there. That is simply wrong. You got to tell the man the truth. That's your problem. You want us to tell Shasta the truth, but you can't even tell the man he's wrong. You can't even tell, what's his name, George, Cletus George, or whatever his name is, that he's wrong. He should not make those statements. So practice what you preach. And sorry again, Ian, I didn't mean to jam you. But if he was bad in the UWP, and he's the worst of the worst, and we embrace him and kiss him up, beautiful, Richard Frederick, and now he jumps over, then we cussing him off. We got to be fair. Bad is bad. Caller, you're on the air. Caribbean American News Media. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air. Our last call.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, my friend.
How you doing?
Upset.
Good evening to your viewers.
Yola.
I'm not going to be too long.
Shoot.
But very interesting show.
Thank you.
All that hoorah about Joyce Lyn and Richard Frederick for one hurt. So that the lady could vent. I mean, I have always been saying, if St. Lucians were united, that nonsense that is happening there could have never happened. The vendors, regardless you're a Labour or UWP, you all have to stand up with Joyce Lyn. Because if you all were in Martinique, any French territory, that crap you see that is happening there would be no more. In fact, it would never happen. It would never raise its head. Our people right now have no love in their heart for one another. It's all about a yellow and a red color. The love for one another in that country is no more. Satan takes over that country.
Yeah.
So these things will always happen.
Yep.
Nobody love each other anymore. The only thing St. Lucians love now is politics. They going hungry is politics.
Yeah.
But that's not what I really called for. They want to submit Joyce Lyn and beat Joyce Lyn, prevent Joyce Lyn from getting a little plywood hut that is already not looking good in Castries. But the minister and his attaché, I think they own the whole of Castries.
You believe so?
Everywhere you pass, there is a big logo, DAX, in Castries.
Whoa.
Everywhere.
Wow.
So that's how many huts the minister and his attaché have. But they're preventing Joyce Lyn from having one hut.
But it was built it was built for them, those people in the area there.
If that is fair, that cannot never happen under a UWP party, political party, the government. Everybody would eat. Everybody would eat. St. Lucians need to unite themselves and love their fellow brothers and sisters. Because they know what is happening there is not right. It is not right. You're fighting your own people.
Yeah.
You're fighting the little man on the street. You're preventing your own people from eating. You all think that the 2.5 line compound VAT that Philip Pierre put there, it would have been for UWPs only? Everybody is in it. That country right now is upside down.
Yeah.
The country is not in a good place.
Yep.
I watched that clip of MBC and Richard Frederick. This man is like, what is happening to our politics in St. Lucia? I have never seen that in my life.
Yep. Gone to the dogs.
And what had hurt me more, I seen the guy who is next to the man. I think is an ex-police officer, a commissioner, or whatever he is or was. And then we have a crime rate that is as high as the sky. We have never witnessed that in our life.
Yeah.
A former police officer, a minister, and a former member of the Labour Party calling in on a show, insulting St. Lucians. After he insulted them already, saying that with their house slaves, he's cursing on the show, and they're laughing.
Yep.
It's a joke. And Philip Pierre is saying, when you talk about crime, I know who's doing the crime. And we expect that country to go anywhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Our House of Parliament is in disarray.
Mercy.
We have never witnessed, that is what we have never seen in the history of St. Lucia.
Yep.
Philip Pierre said unemployment went down to 14%. We have never seen, which is a lie.
Yep.
But I will use the word never. We have never seen a dirty House of Parliament in St. Lucia in our history.
Yeah.
That's the first time I am witnessing that.
Yep. Yep.
First time ministers ready to self-destruct.
Yeah.
Because people speaking the truth. That when I tell you the truth is God's word, they're uncomfortable with it because they know all eyes are on them. All eyes are on them. So when you speak the truth, they don't know how to dodge it. And Philip Pierre need to rise up and take charge of this country.
Yeah.
If he knew he wasn't ready, it's better he has lived himself where it was and never come in the political arena.
Yep.
If that is where Philip Pierre wanted to bring our country, and he knew that's where he was going to take it, my God, man, you should have stayed where you were in your house. That's a shame. And all other countries watching St. Lucia. We are on the internet. Everything that come out is dated. And people are laughing at these things. Where are the concerned citizens to take a grip on what is happening in the country? You mean to tell me political power they like that? Well, by the time they wake up, St. Lucia will be the twin of Haiti. Nobody saying nothing.
Yep.
And the supporters of the SLP, you all know very well what is happening there is wrong. But you all embrace it. You all are just as wicked as your government. Call these people out.
Yeah.
Yourself have never seen that in your life. But what you're holding on to that for a job? And you all know very well when UWP is there, you're eating more. You're working more. So you'll just throw your country under the bus. And you don't even know why you all did it.
That's right.
You're bringing poverty and hardship on yourselves.
Yep.
It's not the politicians that bringing it on you all. You all are the ones that bringing it. Because if you have a good set of politicians in a country leading you, it's not poverty and insult and disgrace and all that kind of crap that will be happening in this country. You all are the ones tolerating it.
Yep.
Shortage of food, our healthcare is in a mess. Nurses fighting there. This one insulting. So what is that? And our school children, our children have to call these people honorable if We need to take a stand and stop the nonsense that is happening. We have to capture that country back before it's too late.
Yep.
Because every failed state, every failed country, that's how it started. That is how it started. Now they bring a religious tourism, so they silence the churches quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Wow.
Nobody have a voice. St. Lucian, you all need to wake up. Because you see the nonsense you're doing there with Philip Pierre saying you're protecting the victory. Philip Pierre eating his steak. The ministers don't care with you all. 2.5 years going to 3 years in July. And what have we seen?
Nada.
Money's been borrowed and nothing happening for the poor people of this country. All what they're making you all do is come fight with one another. Fight with one another for what? So that you all will not focus on what that is happening in the country. But the country is not in a good place.
Nope, not at all.
It is not in a good place.
Not in a good
Brother
place.
Garfield?
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Good night, my friend. Thank you so much. And that was our last caller for the night, Allison. Great contribution, folks. Tomorrow night we will have at 8 o'clock Mr. Samuel Bowers. He's going to be on with us tomorrow on the platform. We look forward to having another beautiful show. Remember, we have moved the Tuesday show to Sunday, all right? So that's why we're here. But we're not going to be that long, like 10:46. We were here a very long time. But it was a good show. Thank you so much for being here with us. Remember, friends, let's keep working. Let us continue to respect each other. We are not house slaves, and we respect our women, whether they have hair or not. We respect our political leader, the Honorable Alan Chasney. We do not see a white man. We see a working man. We don't care about TP Shoe. We care about the man TP. He's a worker. And so we support all our leaders in the United Workers' Party. And I'm going to ask the Labour Party people to stay out of our business. You guys are in our internal business too much. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. When we put forward our candidates, then you can speak. But until then, our political leader is our political leader. Your political leader is your political leader. That's not our problem. Leave us alone. Whatever is happening inside, you all were once flabbers. You all are no longer flabbers. You all are not members. You all are not supporters of the United Workers' Party. Leave the party alone. Leave the people alone. Don't tell us who to choose as our leader. You are in discreet and out of order. The United Workers' Party have decided that we want Alan Chasney as our leader. He's not our slave master, and we are not house slaves. Mind your business. Mind your business. Fez a fau. Las vezes a fe mun. Saki problems are. He's our leader. We elected him. And even those who did not support him as leader, he is their leader. Because once the majority speak, then the party follows. We're not going to be having no two UWP, one there, one there, one there. No, that's not how we operate. We keep a lot of noise internally. We share our dissatisfaction with some of our leaders. But then we come together and understand that they're our leaders and we need to be united together in always to remove this mongoose gang off of the backs of the people. And you guys have ignited a passion in us so that we can rally even more around our political leader and our party. Thank you for igniting a fire in our behind. Thank you for waking us up. Thank you for us seeing your your strategies of victimization and racism and bigotry. Thank you for opening our eyes. Poussa zoka di sa pa flabo, nou pa jemon flabo kon. Oui, sa pa flabo. It's not your flabo that you all recognize where you roll over and you dirty us and you say all nastiness and we sit there and we don't respond. We don't stand up. Poussa zoka di, that's not flabo, sa pa flabo. Huh? No. We're not taking magie from inside and we're not taking magie from outside. Period. That's why our leaders are very circumspect. Our leaders are very respectful to us as supporters because we demand that of them. And that's to show you that we're not house slaves. Because if Mr. Shasney formed the fool, see Shasney Simi Gwen, nou ka mette fesli do. Si TP Simi Gwen, nou ka foute do too. N'importe moun ki Simi Gwen, nou ka foute yo do. Because we are not house slaves. We have a voice. And when our voice is heard together, we are stronger together. So chebe corners are. E kita no bat me there no. I ma chicken ek rams I kita no. You ever hear say I have a house slave stand up and say, Shasney, no, we don't want that. Oh, you ever see a house slave do that? Have you ever seen a house slave resist the way the United Workers' Party supporters are resisting? Yes, who say my sir? If Shasney say let's go out in the hot sun and we say we ain't going. He ain't going either because once the party executives say we ain't going. So know your place. Watch your mouth. If you're talking about your party, we understand. We understand if you're talking about your party, but you're trying to deflect on us. Me chebe corners are. Ek ou mem Peters, ek lot bougla mem, ek betis la okadi, moya bagay pouzo.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out.
Let me tell you all who we don't want to be our leader. If we had a leader like Philip Japan, who got footage door right away, we call it an emergency convention. If we were in government and we had a leader like your leader, Cafe Banjie, we were calling you be called a convention. Now she's this simple convention. No ka footage door one time. Look, your leader. Let me present to you, Labour Party, Mr. Cletus George, or whatever your name is. Let me show you your leader. Let me just show you your leader for a minute. Eknukale. Be with it. All right?
Big story. Philip J. Pierre.
And usher him out.
Elderly people.
Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone.
Mon passe après Magie Bétissa.
Take his microphone. Usher him out.
Mon passe après Magie Bétissa.
Take his microphone and usher him out.
No.
Take his microphone. Usher him out.
Philip J. Pierre
usher him out.
Elderly people and tell. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attack elderly people and tell.
Usher him out.
A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attack elderly people.
Usher him out.
And tell. A big story. A big story.
Take his
I must
microphone.
apologize to elderly people. A big
Usher
story.
him out.
Take his microphone. And tell. A big story.
Usher him out.
I must apologize to elderly people. The big story. Philip J. Pierre attack elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people. And tell,
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
And tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story.
Take his microphone and usher him
elderly
out.
people. And tell,
Take his microphone.
Big story.
Just a minute.
A big story. I must
Just a minute.
apologize to elderly people. A big
Take his
story.
microphone.
Philip J. Pierre
Usher him out.
attacked elderly people. And tell,
Take his microphone.
Hey, folks. Ansel, Millie, no. Come and rescue him, oh. Ansel, we part now, we answer.
And usher him out. Take his microphone.
The leaders
and
are
usher him out.
no. Imagine they elect their leader and you can't shake no because you elect wrong leader yo. Can you imagine them fellas? Leaders them fellas fashion no. You elect a leader yo. May your fashion no flambo. Ek you got to give up our genius leader. Give up our genius leader. Yo pa rien pour faire. A qui est ce moun ça monsieur? C'est moun ça ni gali. Wise me a big story, a big story. Yo fashion leader yo exe yo vle do fashion ça. Guys, we love our leader oh. We love our leader so much. We love our leader. If our leader leave the party, nou ka hele tell by monsieur, mama nou ka hele, bodye. Nou ka hele si jade kite nou, monsieur. You see how much we love our leader? We are willing to embrace our leader in public. Me, zoka mal pale leader zong, nou a savi, nou ni recordings la, zoka mal pale bougla di the hotel, like tout kote, restaurant, and when you all get drunk, zoka depale. Moi, même, wise me. We love our leader, oh. Mr. Charles say we love you, brother. Don't worry. Well, man.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
Moi, même pas à point tout.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
Ou qui électe bougla ou passe après magie, hein? Wise me, hein? Ça fait ça fort, gars. Ou qui électe pas dans c'est beau qu'on fasse gars. Let me go and eat my fish, oh. Come on, man. Wise me. Anyway, folks, love you all and thank you for being here with us tonight on Caribbean American News platform. Hey, you were in the hot seat tonight. No spin zone, ain't it? The news you report again to all our Flabo people. Stay together. Stay together. Support each other. Love each other. Don't give up on each other. Let's continue to press. When we have disagreements, we're fighting it out. This is a democracy. Anybody can criticize anybody in our party. Where? C'est Sanadi. That's our party. We can talk how we want, when we want. You check me? So good night and goodbye. And to all the hacks who are viewing outside and getting ready for tomorrow's show for you to come and mapurize me. There's no more mapuri in your box, so we'll come again. Hey, wise beer. So good night, folks. Enjoy. Thank you, Hacks, for being here. And the biggest hack we had tonight was Hack Anson. He was here. He took the blows. He can take blows, man. Although Mateko upon side he accept the challenge. He poko up to now. So my wise me. And some memko leader. A big story. And some memko leader. Mama. A match made in heaven, we. Gassa, I know dominant. Let we go and sleep. We listen to me. When Flabo have our when we have our drama, it's our drama. You all enjoy. Just take a front seat and leave us alone. When our drama finish, we back on track. We fighting as one. As one. Look at Tia. Look at Tia, a big story, and all his other small stories. Look at Tia, your denye. The big story and all the little stories. Look at Tia, your denye. Look at raise nozo from the history because of Majis Cafe. Good night and goodbye. Oh. So y'all folks, y'all keep working.
The past 5 years, every single decision we have taken has been to fertilize prosperity for today and to sow the seeds of progress for our nation 10 years from now. Every budget we delivered, every investment we attracted, every infrastructural project we approved, and those we re-engineered are meant for our children, our future, our St. Lucia. The United Workers' Party. Let's keep